if you are in an outdoor shop looking for a tent, don't just see if you have head clearance and foot clearance. Make sure you have height clearance to incorporate your pad and maybe a down quilt or sleeping bag. You don't want your sleep system touching the wall of the tent. Unfortunately, some tents have such a shear on them that you can't help once you put the pad in and the sleeping bag touching the outer. It'll permutate straight through. Okay, that's the gap there I have from the end of the foot box to the tent. The pad itself is 9 centimeters high. It's one of the tallest pads I have for demonstration purposes. So if you are in the market for a tent and you have a chance to test it in situ, maybe in a shop, don't just see if you have head clearance and foot clearance to your body length. Also make sure you have clearance for your feet on top of your pad with the bulk of the sleeping bag as well, especially if it's a down quilt or down sleeping bags. So I'm going to pan across here to my toes. Yep, they're all the way down here. And if your bag is touching a single skin, it'll permutate straight through and wet the bag. That is my foot rubbing on the side wall of this tent. There's the other side. I moved my foot and it is rubbing. It's in direct contact. That is going to get my lovely down quilt soaking wet. As you can see, I still have plenty of room down the bottom there. There's no problem with foot space and head space, but there is a massive problem with my quilt touching the sides of the wall. Shame. What about if I turned around? Well, that's more like it. There's plenty of space now because you can see the outer through the bug mesh here. I'm nowhere near. Plenty of room. It's tight at this end, and the thing is, I'm going to breathe about 1 litre of O2 tonight, and all this is going to be saturated. I could even have a smaller pad. I could use a foam pad. That would be an option, and it's a shame that I can't have one of my favourite pads in a tent that could otherwise be alright for one design floor. And the design floor is a sheer angle coming to the foot end. It's too low, far too low, and that is the shame of it. So if you are in the market for a new tent, make sure you've got enough head space, enough foot space. Best of all, put one foot on top of the other like that, and if it's touching the wall of the tent, you haven't got enough space.